Hello, my name is Anthony Zeko. I'll be doing a demonstration for CSC 341 week 4 assignment. First, I have my published link, my published site link here on Render. That's what I'll be using to test through Swagger documentation. And I have my database, MongoDB Compass. I have about six documents. I have 6 documents for the users and just 1 for carriers. For the users, we have a lot of feeds, first name, last name, up to 9 feeds, excluding the timestamp. And so I'll just go to, okay, so first I'm going to go to Swagger. I've copied my published sites. I'll just do /API docs to get the Swagger documentation. And so OAuth has been implemented. Now, before adding the OAuth token that will give me access, I'm going to make an attempt to try to get all users because 2 routes were protected, the get all users and the get user by ID. Those are the 2 routes that have been protected. All of them can be protected, but just to make the testing simple and as it was required in the instructions, at least 2. So let me make an attempt to get all users and see what I'm going to get. And to get all users, normally to go. This something similar last week, but now unauthorized, please log in first. Okay, so I'm going to do the setting for get user by ID. So I'm going to copy an ID from MongoDB. This is a user, Ryan Redwine, that's his name. And so I'm going to copy and try to go back to Swagger, get user by ID. I'll paste, try it out, and I'll paste the ID. So I'll execute this and see what I'm going to get. The same, unauthorized, please log in first. So we cannot access this because we are not yet logged in. Okay, so meanwhile, I can try let me try to get carrier. This route was not protected, so I'll just try to get carrier now and execute. We have the carrier because the get for carriers was not protected. Only the get all and get by ID for users was protected, and so it makes sense. So now I'm going to try to log in. So the login link is I'll get the published site. This is the published site. This is the published site. So for me to be able to log in, I need to copy the connect.sid token. So I'll get that when I go to /auth/Google. In the code, you see that is what that is where the OAuth event begins from. And so I'll just inspect this and go to. Let me take this to the file. Okay, so I'll go to the application, and this is the SID, connect SID. Okay, this is the link, the token. I'll copy this. When I copy this, I just have to go back to Swagger, and then the place where I can add the authorization. You say authorize. Okay, so I'll just add this and authorize. Okay. So if I've done this, all I need to do is come here and try to get all users again. Okay, so the first time it did work, I'm going to try it again. Okay, now let's see what we get. Whoa, now we get all the users, right? Yes, so we can test to get 1. Come and see. So the protected route now works. I'm using the mouse, so sometimes it's difficult to move around my trackpad as well. Okay, so we'll get the ID. Let's change this ID. Okay, we tried it before, and we got this message on authorized. So now we're trying it now that we've added the token in the reward. It just asks us to add a Google email, and yes, we can get it. So it protects the get all route for users and the get user by ID route. So that's the main change for this week. So we just try to do some few things. I don't want, for want of time, I won't test all the CRUD app for both carriers and users. I'll just pick them. We have done some get for carriers and users. So let's just try to do put for users. Okay, so to see that some of these things still work as we did it in last week. They're not in breaking. So I'll just try this out. Okay, so let's find this. Let's see what we want to change. This is the Redwine guy. 35AC is the last number. So let's check him out in 35AC. So I want to change his name from Redwine to Wine. That's this guy. So we're coming back, and all we need to do is to change his name. So I can remove all of this. Let me change his name from Redwine to Wine. Okay, and so I can execute. So let's see what we have. Yes, we have Wine. So we'll go to the database to check to be sure all these were users. Yes, Redwine is now 135AC is the ending. And so we are good, it works. Let's see, try the validation error and bin. So I'm going to update without changing any fields. That should give me an error. Let's see if our validation still works. And I execute. I should get a message and the status. Error status 400, update at this one field, it still works. Okay, so that's for users. I'll go to carrier to just try to create a new carrier. So I'll go to carriers now. Let me try to create a new carrier post. So we'll try it out. Okay, so we need the user ID. We're going to let's try to get any user ID from the database. We have a lot of users. Let me get from this Erica Lopez. So we'll get the user ID from Erica Lopez. So we have Command C. And we are back to Swagger. And so we include that here. Education, let's say masters in chemistry, for instance. Skills, let's say um, let's say research, let's say teaching. Is employed. Okay, let's say true. Let's say Boolean. So we can say true. And company, let's say World Health Organization. Okay. I don't know if that's the company, but let's just use that. Okay, so we can execute this to see if we have one more. Yes, it's successful. So let's go and check this out in the database. I'm going to click on careers. We have two careers, master in chemistry, World Health Organization. Yes, that works. And so we'll go back. We'll go back. So let's try to create, let's check the error validation. Now, it's employed is supposed to be true, but let's put a string. It's supposed to be a Boolean. Let's put a string. Let's just say good, and let's see if we can do this. We execute. We are trying to post errors. Employment status must be a Boolean value. Status is 400. So error only works. Data validation works. Okay, and so we're going to delete the carriers, that particular carrier. So I'm going to delete it. So let me just get the ID from, this is the ID. And then C8DA, come and see, copy. And we'll come back to Swagger. So let's delete carrier. Okay, so I have to move this somewhere. Delete carrier, we're going to do this. Check. So we need the ID, we're trying it out. Come on, V. When we execute this, gives us a nice message that it has been deleted, but we have to confirm. Has it been deleted? I'm going to reload this. Yes, it has been deleted. No more masters in chemistry or the organization. And so, yes, we our CRUD operation for career and user still works. And I'll quickly go to GitHub. Okay, before I go to GitHub, let's log out. There's a logout. Let's try to log out and see if we can see us get the. So I'm going to log out right now. Let's log out. Execute. It just gives a message. Welcome to the career.com. Please log in to access content. Now, without logging in, I'm going to try to, without the OAuth, to try to get users again to see if it will allow me to get users again. And so get users, execute it, and let's see what it says. Unauthorized, please log in first. So it all works as expected. Now I'm going to check my GitHub. My GitHub page. So in the GitHub, you see that you will not find the node modules, you will not find the .env file. They are all hidden from public view. You will find, when you go to render, you see that the environment variable have been clearly added. And yes, the public can have access to it. We have all of these hidden. This is about it for all. Thank you very much, and God bless you.